Hello there, this is Nightline and I am Nadia Azmi. News making the headlines. Malaysia welcomes beneficial investments not favouring any country, says Prime Minister. Google Malaysia apologises for misquoting a Ringgit exchange rate. And Russia's Vladimir Putin hails election victory. Good morning. President Vladimir Putin has tightened his grip on the country he has ruled since the turn of the century, winning Russia's stage-managed election by an overwhelming majority. The Central Election Commission, CEC, reported Monday that Putin won 87.3% after all the ballots from the three-day presidential vote were counted. The outcome means Putin is set to embark on a new six-year term that will see him overtake Joseph Stalin and become Russia's longest-serving leader for more than 200 years if he completes it. Communist candidate Nikolai Kharitonov finished second with just 4.3%, with newcomer Vladislav Davankov third and ultra-nationalist Leonid Slutsky fourth. The first official results indicated the polls were deemed accurate. However, the United States, Germany, the United Kingdom and other nations have said the vote was neither free nor fair due to the imprisonment of political opponents and censorship.
Meanwhile, foreign governments and officials around the globe have commented regarding Russia's presidential election, which ended on Sunday, handing Vladimir Putin a landslide win and another six-year term in office. EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell insisted that the election had not been free and fair, with neither genuine opposition crushed nor international observers present. Germany and the United Kingdom also criticised the results due to the imprisonment of political opponents and censorship, while countries like China, Bolivia, Cuba, Iran and Venezuela congratulated Putin on his re-election.
We have seen the Russian elections, and a statement from the 27 will be issued after the Council. But I want to anticipate that this has not been free and fair elections. No OCE observation, highly restricted environment. This is diplomatically what I can say, but more than that, this election has been based on repression and intimidation and being held on the Ukrainian occupied territory, violating Ukrainian sovereignty.
中方对此表示祝贺。中俄互为最大邻国和新时代全面战略协作伙伴。 我们深信，在习近平主席和普京总统的战略引领下，中俄关系将持续向前发展。
Back home, the government will continue to encourage investments that benefit Malaysia without interfering in the geopolitics of any country. Although aware of the strained relations between two major powers, namely China and the United States, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said Malaysia is not interested in favouring either side.
Jawapan saya mudah. Kita negara kecil, kita mau berkembang. Kita jaga kemaslahatan rakyat. Pelaburan secara menyeluruh cumulative investment from United States itu masih nombor satu dan kita tidak ada masalah. Pelabur dari Amerika datang, kita sambut dengan baik.
Anwar said this when addressing the monthly assembly of the Prime Minister's department in Putrajaya on Monday. He noted that Malaysia also does not want to stir up issues with China, and even though there may be slight differences in opinion, such matters are discussed amicably. Anwar added that although Malaysia may have differing opinions regarding the US stance on the Israel-Palestine conflict or the violence and injustices perpetrated by Zionist Israel on Palestinian land, particularly in Gaza, these issues are voiced clearly. The Prime Minister also described the recent six-day official visit to Germany as remarkable and the best in all aspects. Anwar, who's also Finance Minister, emphasised the visit is to boost Malaysia's image and not to have fun as claimed by some parties. On another note, Anwar has urged Muslims in the country to appreciate the spirit of Ramadan by strengthening self-discipline and helping the less fortunate. He also said that the enhancement of national policies should be prioritized, stressing that this issue demands collective attention from all stakeholders.
Salah ni kan, pelaburan bagaimana gini. Tapi balik Malaysia punya bak kutih, buka kantin sekolah bulan Ramadan. Itulah jadi itu hangat seolah-olah itu hidup matinya kita, maruah kita. Sudah tahu. Inilah keadaannya.
Anwar added that efforts should be redirected towards urgent matters, refuting claims by some quarters that he did not prioritize acts of worship when discussing Ramadan-related issues, such as poverty, discipline and governance. The Prime Minister also conveyed the decree of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim, urging the people to avoid wasting food during Ramadan. Later at night, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim and the Raja Permaisuri Agong Raja Zarit Sofia graced a ceremony to break fast with cabinet members, ministers and foreign dignitaries at Istana Negara on Monday. Anwar and his wife, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, together with his two deputies, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof, joined the King and the Queen during the breaking of fast ceremony. The Unity Government Cabinet was also represented by Communications Minister Fahmi Fadil, Defence Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Khalid Nordin and Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassad. Agriculture and Food Security Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Sabu, Transport Minister Anthony Loke, Works Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi, as well as Deputy Ministers also attended the ceremony. Also present was Chief Secretary to the Government Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein, Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Johari Abdul and Dewan Negara Speaker Datuk Mutang Tagal. Meanwhile, foreign dignitaries present were from Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, Palestine, Russia, Azerbaijan, Indonesia and Brunei. Google Malaysia has issued an apology for the erroneous US dollar ringgit exchange rate published on its finance page recently. In its social media post, Google said that it immediately contacted the third party that provides US dollar ringgit exchange rate information to correct the error. The tech giant claimed that the issue has now been resolved, issuing an apology for any confusion caused. Google also went on to say that it provides currency exchange rates for informational purposes only. It said official sources such as Bank Negara Malaysia website need to be checked for making any financial decisions. Google previously published an inaccurate exchange rate on March 15, 2024. This was the second incident in which Google published inaccurate US dollar ringgit exchange rate data in 2024, as the first was on February 6. The academic session final test UASA mastery level system will transition to using a percentage and grade structure starting from this schooling session. Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq said this decision follows an assessment of feedback from various stakeholders, including parents and teachers, regarding concerns within the existing curriculum.
Yang menjadi pertikaian sebelum ini adalah kerana ibu bapa dia mempersoalkanlah bagaimana nak diukur anak mereka ini. Maknanya TP6 tu maksudnya apa? Tapi sekarang ni tak ada dah lah. Maknanya dia akan dapat terus melihat kepada dia punya peratus dan grade.
Fadlina said this during a special media briefing on curriculum interventions in Putrajaya on Monday. In addition to this change, Fadlina said that reporting for classroom-based assessment, PBD, will be simplified and made accessible online for parents through the Integrated Assessment Management System. In the meantime, Fadlina also said that her ministry has come up with an intervention curriculum for Standard 1 students to prepare them for the forthcoming 2027 school curriculum. She said the curriculum emphasizes the mastery of literacy, numeracy and character development and effective distribution through KSSR 2017 Review Edition 3 curriculum document, implementing early literacy and numeracy screening, as well as reporting classroom assessment results to parents.
Selepas pengesanan itu, akan ada guru yang mempunyai kepakaran itu akan mengendalikan kelas tersebut. Kanak-kanak ini akan dikeluarkan dan kita akan bagi tumpuan kepada mereka lah. Sebab itu kita kata pengesanan awal ini sangat penting. Maknanya tahun 1 tahun ini bermula sesi 24-25 ini, selepas 3 bulan mereka akan terus dikenal pasti dari segi penguasaan itu.
Fadlina added the move aims to align the existing curriculum with students' needs and provide space for teachers, parents and students to manage subjects such as mathematics, science, Malay and English more effectively. Up north in Pulau Pinang, the state's Water Supply Corporation, PBAPP, has appealed to all its users to cut their water consumption by 10% immediately. Its CEO, K. Pathmanathan, said that from Thursday to Sunday, Sungai Muda's water level varied between 1.71 metres and 1.89 metres below its 2-metre safe level for water abstraction at the Lahar Tiang intake in Seberang Perai. In a statement, Pathmanathan said that PBAPP is drawing as much raw water as possible from Sungai Muda to meet demand. He said PBAPP personnel are on standby to draw down a maximum of 600 million litres a day, MLD, from the expanded Mengkuang Dam as and when it is unable to draw enough water from Sungai Muda. He added that the effective capacity of the Air Hitam Dam dropped by 0.8% from 38.1% on Friday to 37.3% Sunday. PBAPP has been compelled to draw down more than 11 MLD from the dam. The Air Hitam water treatment plant had to produce 25 MLD of treated water to meet increased demand. According to Pathmanathan, if PBAPP is unable to continue pumping 33 MLD of treated water from Seberang Perai to Air Hitam due to high water consumption, the Air Hitam Dam Action Plan 2024 will not work. Moreover, there will be more widespread water supply issues. On February 2nd, Pathmanathan revealed PBAPP's Air Hitam Dam Action Plan, which was to reduce short-term dependency on the dam to build its effective capacity to 50%, up from the current 34.6%. Still to come, Australian taxi drivers win $178 million payout from Uber. Stay tuned.
Aduh, kelakarlah. Sambut bulan Ramadan ini dengan gelak tawa bersama rancangan Ramadan yang menghiburkan.
Tadi bila tentera tu dia tegas, bila orang lagu raya, orang gembira kan?
Ni kerja buat cookies.
Jalan-jalan cari makan Ramadan.
Tak boleh borak lama.
Kelakarlah. Dia nak jadi pelak.
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Malaysia hari ini setiap Isnin hingga Jumaat.
Nak jadi pencipta kandungan boleh, tapi kena berpada-pada. Takkan pasal ibadat pun nak jadi konten.
Kesihatan kita bawakan tentang kepentingan AED.
Kesesakan pada bulan Ramadan ni bukan kat bazar je, tapi kat jalan raya pun sesak. Kenapa ya?
Isu perumahan semakin memeningkan kepala. Ialah rumah makin mahal, kemudian banyak projek yang terbengkalai.
Saksikan MHR 9.30 pagi di TV3.
Juga stream melalui Tonton.
We're back with news from the foreign front. Zionist forces have stormed Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City on Monday with tanks and heavy gunfire. Several Palestinians were killed and many more were injured as Zionist tanks and military vehicles unexpectedly advanced under heavy cover fire into the western areas of Gaza City. The enclave's health ministry said about 30,000 people, including displaced civilians, wounded patients and medical staff, are trapped inside the complex. They also said a fire broke out at the the entrance of the hospital complex, causing cases of suffocation among displaced women and children sheltering in the hospital, as well as cutting off communications. Al-Shifa, the Strip's biggest hospital before the war, is now one of the only healthcare facilities that is even partially operational in the north of the territory and is also housing hundreds of displaced civilians. Meanwhile, Palestinians in Gaza City gathered outside an UNRWA warehouse on Monday to receive aid. Huge crowds were seen standing outside the building, with some walking away carrying white bags. Aid agencies, meanwhile, have also warned that pockets of Gaza already face famine, with hospitals in the north reporting children dying of malnutrition and dehydration.
معاناتنا في غزة لا توصف، من جوع، من قهر، من شهداء، من دمار. يعني اليوم طلعنا من زيتون على الشجاعية، من الشجاعية على الرمال، من الرمال على تل الهواء، ما خليناش مكان في غزة واحنا بنلفه، حوالي 15 مكان نزحت فيه، كل مرة بنصاوب، بنطلع مقطعين، نطلع عندنا شهداء، وين أي مكان نروح؟ ما ضلش مكان نروحه، في الآخر نجينا كل هالمشاكل وكل هالمعمعة وكل هالموت علشان 5 كيلو طحين، يا عالم حرام، كيس طحين وصل $1000 حقه في غزة، $1000. اسمعنا يا عالم، اسمعونا.
أربعة، 2, 1.
Australian taxi drivers impacted by the rise of ride-sharing giant Uber have won $178 million in compensation after settling a grueling legal battle. This came as Maurice Blackburn principal lawyer Michael Donnelly said the drivers and car owners lost income and license values due to Uber's aggressive arrival into the market. Lawyers alleged that Uber engaged in a variety of shocking conduct, including using unlicensed cars with unaccredited drivers. The US-based company, in the meantime, said it had made significant contributions to Australian taxi compensation schemes. It was the 5th largest class action settlement in Australia's history and came after what the lawyers described as 5 grueling years since it launched the legal battle on behalf of more than 8,000 taxi and hire car owners and drivers. Alcaraz tops Medvedev to retain Indian Wells title. Sports after this breather.
Buat orang kampung ni semua takut.
Itu dah tempat mayat Gajeng tiap hari disembunyikan.
Kenapa kita lari ke kambing je?
Tusuk keramat ni boleh menukarkan orang biasa menjadi bagaikan dewa.
Mama aku macam kena serang makhluk gaib.
Dah ada girlfriend ya? Cakap betul? Jangan tipu.
Kau ni nak fight sangat ke?
Kalau boleh.
Pasu. Apa ada pasu kat situ? Aku nyapa betul lah dengan mamak tu. Peringkat dia cool sangatlah. Arah-arah kan orang.
Wanita Syurga, Isnin hingga Jumaat 6.58 petang di Akasia TV3.
Antara yang menarik dalam Sembang Sahur minggu ini.
Cabaran kerja luar di bulan Ramadan.
Macam mana kalau kita ketika kerja di bawah terik matahari ketika berpuasa?
Ini Mira tak dapat nak bayangkan.
Dan turut dikupas nanti bagaimana toleransi dua ahli masyarakat pada setiap sambutan Ramadan.
Yang tu macam mana pula?
Kalau nak tahu, jangan lupa temu janji kita pada 20 dan 21 Mac ini jam 11 malam hanya di TV3.
Stream melalui Tonton.
Sports now, tennis, the 2024 Indian Wells Open. Carlos Alcaraz Garcia successfully defended his crown with a straight-set win over Daniil Medvedev in the final on Monday. In a rematch of last year's final, the world number 2 recovered from an early setback to beat fourth-seeded Medvedev 7-6, 6-1 in 1 hour and 42 minutes. The win saw Alcaraz become only the 6th player to successfully defend the Indian Wells crown. In the women's singles event, Iga Swiatek powered past Greece's Maria Sakkari 6-4, 6-love to claim her second title 2 years after she beat Sakkari for her first. The rematch of the 2022 Championship Showdown produced an almost identical outcome, as the 4-time Grand Slam champion Swiatek dominated the second set to seize her 19th career title and her second of 2024. Football now, the English FA Cup. Amad Diallo scored the winning goal deep into extra time as Manchester United beat Liverpool 4-3 in the quarter-final on Sunday, ending the Reds' quest for a quadruple of trophies. Scott McTominay gave United the lead just 10 minutes into the game by tapping in from close range. However, Alexis McAllister drew level in the 44th minute when his deflected shot found the back of net before Mohamed Salah put the visitors in front of the stroke of half-time, firing the ball into an open goal following some defending errors. United poured on the pressure late in normal time and Anthony Matheus dos Santos slotted home past 2 Liverpool players in the 87th minute to force extra time. Liverpool edged in front once again when Harvey Elliott's deflected shot found the bottom corner. But Marcus Rashford made amends for his earlier misses by drilling the ball home to make it 3-all. Diallo finally fired home the winner in the dying seconds following a breakneck counter-attack led by youngster Alejandro Garnacho. With the win, the Red Devils will take on Coventry City next for a place in the final. In another match, Noni Adueke scored a late goal as Chelsea beat 10-man Leicester City 4-2 in their quarter-finals clash. Chelsea's Marc Cucurella broke the deadlock inside 13 minutes, slotting home Nicholas Jackson's low cross. Cole Palmer doubled the lead just before the interval, drilling in from close range. However, Axel Disasi gifted Leicester a goal in the 51st minute when his back pass from distance flew straight into his own goal, before Steffi Malvididi found the equaliser 10 minutes later when he curled a blistering finish into the top corner. Callum Doyle was shown a red card in the 73rd minute and Kani Chukwuemeka capitalised on the advantage to put Chelsea back in front in the 92nd minute. Noni Adueke put the game to bed when he dribbled past Leicester's defenders before firing a scorcher into the top corner. Chelsea will face Manchester City next in the semi-final. After this short break, KK Supermart reps to be questioned over sale of Allah socks.
Awas sikit. Yang ni sebabkan kau lambat.
Anda semua
sudah bersedia
untuk drama?
Semuanya di
Ramadan Raya ini.
Ha?
Apa tu?
Serius ah? Tengok je.
Jap. Lelaki ada pilihan dalam hidup.
Tapi dia kenalah bertanggungjawab atas pilihan dia.
Betul. Itu barulah namanya lelaki.
Kau jangan menyebut hal orang.
Dia kena lepas dari lelaki gila tu.
Wanita adalah orang yang perlu dihargai.
Betul. Dan ia juga perlu dihormati.
Dan jangan sesekali mengkhianati.
Kita maafkan kau.
Okey, kau tak nak, lupakan.
Farah mesti akan dapat.
Kuih ni ada macam-macam rasa. Macam tu jugalah dengan kehidupan kita.
Awaklah kan yang pergi kecam kuih saya dekat media sosial tu.
Mana kan saya tahu awak yang jual kuih tak sedap?
Anja, dah lah, jangan marah. Mami tu kan memang macam tu. Anja kena menganggap.
Ha? Suami dia nampak baik sangat tapi dia curang.
Saksikan
Wanita Syurga di slot Akasia. Iskandar Cempaka
di slot Lestari, eksklusif di TV3 dan Tonton.
Kuih muah eksklusif di Tonton.
Lelaki itu.
Slot.
Samarinda.
Yang drama.
Yang hangat.
Yang sensasi.
Dan favourite anda semestinya di TV3
Dan tonton.
Nightline continues. Police will summon representatives from KK Supermart and Superstore Sindiran Berhad, KK Supermart, along with several other individuals to assist in the investigation into the recent sale of socks bearing the word Allah as viraled recently. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein has confirmed that all the individuals involved will be called up to give their statements sometime this week. In a statement on Monday, Razaruddin said police will summon the KK Mart management to record their statements, adding that the investigation includes examining the supply contracts of the socks until they are found to be sold in the convenience store. The investigation is being conducted under the Penal Code and the Communications and Multimedia Act. Meanwhile, Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department Director Datuk Seri Muhammad Shuhaili Muhammad Zain in a statement said police have opened 2 investigation papers related to the issue. He said police have received 42 reports over the issue nationwide and the case is being investigated by Bukit Aman D5 Classified CID Unit, Prosecution and the Legal Division. Previously, it was reported that the socks with the word Allah were sold at KK Mart in Bandar Sunway, and the issue had gone viral on social media since March 13th. KK Mart Group founder and executive chairman Datuk Seri Dr. KK Chai has since apologised over the issue. The Sarawak Customs Department scored a major success after it seized 46 kilograms of metamfetamin with 1.5 million ringgit in a raid earlier this month. According to its director, Norizan Yahya, the raid was conducted on March 6 at a house in Matang Kuching. Norizan said thorough investigation on the premises led to the discovery of 45 tea packets containing crystals believed to be methamphetamine. All packets were found inside 4 packs of used bundle clothes placed in the living room.
Siasatan awal mendapati lelaki tersebut merupakan ahli sindiket yang bertanggungjawab untuk melakukan agihan dan penghantaran kepada pelanggan di sekitar Bandar Kuching. Berdasarkan sumber, sindiket ini dipercayai telah mula beroperasi sejak beberapa bulan yang lalu.
It was believed that the syndicate modus operandi was to bring in drugs from the peninsula, which have been wrapped alongside bundle clothes to prevent detection. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. In Selangor, 5 factories in Kampung Baru Sungai Buloh went up in flames on Monday evening. Selangor Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Operations Director Ahmad Mukhlis Mukhtar said that it was at 5:38 p.m. that firemen received the distress call. 54 firemen from 6 stations were dispatched to the scene. They were from Sungai Buloh, Damansara, Selayang, Batu Arang, Sungai Pindang and Shah Alam. When the firefighting teams arrived, 80% of the factories had already been engulfed in flames. The fire was brought under control at about 7:40 p.m. No casualties or injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is being investigated. As Nightline draws to a close this time around, let's take a look as hundreds of protesters pay tribute to the victims of the war in Gaza in San Sebastian, Spain, by lying down on the ground to the sound of sirens. The demonstration was held next to an Eduardo Chillida sculpture on San Sebastian's Concha Bay. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for tuning in and selamat bersahur.